2-0 at the break, courtesy of 2 goals by Gabriel Jesus, who got his first 2 goals for the Gunners in that first half. Leicester originally had a penalty given on the field. England as Jesus gets us back underway. Arsenal kicking off from right to left in this second half. And the ball headed clear. Yeah, Leicester did have a penalty right at the end of the first half, given on field before VAR. England, he had a look at the monitor. It was a challenge from Vardy on Amon Ramsdale. Deemed not to be enough contact in the eyes of the referee for a penalty. There was enough contact there with James Maddison, or on James Maddison should I say, for there to be a free kick given to Leicester. Here's Castagna on the Leicester right. Alexander Zinchenko has been at the heart of everything that's been good for the Gunners so far in the first half. It's been the 2 players they've signed from Manchester City in the summer who have been the real stars of the show. Also Gabriel Martinelli and Granit Xhaka. Leicester really struggled to contain Arsenal's left-hand side. Ball goes over the top, first time on the Leicester City. James Justin goes out of play for an Arsenal throw. So a minute and a half into the second half, Arsenal lead by 2-0 because of 2 goals by Gabriel Jesus, his first 2 in Arsenal colours. And it is the Gunners who have a throw. We do have other games in the Premier League as well. You can listen to live coverage of Southampton against Leeds, where Leeds currently lead by 1-0. Man City fill up on Bournemouth as the games between Brighton, Newcastle and Wolves and Fulham are both goalless. This is Zinchenko on the Arsenal left-hand side. Played forward into the path of Granit Xhaka. Ball goes in first time. Takes a deflection off of Wesley Fofana and out of play it goes. And it is going to be a corner to the Gunners right at the start of the second half. Starting with the intent that they ended the first half with. It was 2-0 to Arsenal the break, but it could have been a whole number of other opportunities in that first half, as did other Gunners players, but could be an Arsenal corner, floated in right through to the back post where it's punched away by Danny Ward. Flicked on by Ben White, but it's going to be a free kick to Leicester for a foul on the Leicester City goalkeeper. Corner came swung in by Martinelli on his right foot. It was Xhaka who was providing the challenge to Ward as he punches it away and wins his side a free kick as a consequence. So Arsenal lead by 2 goals, and we should also remind you that due to the swelteringly warm weather conditions in the UK today, there will be a water break midway through the second period. Temperature is expected to reach around about 36 degrees in London at the peak today, as the fans slowly trickle their way back in, keeping themselves hydrated and is libated. As Arsenal have the ball on the halfway. That right hand side again is Ben White. Finds him again, looking to switch it out to Zinchenko on the left. It finds Gabriel first. It's got Zinchenko and Martinelli as options. Zinchenko finds Martinelli, brings it inside. He's up against the challenge of Castagna. Back to Zinchenko. Arsenal move it back about 15 yards. This is Gabriel now, moving in more towards the centre. Across on the right flank to Ben White. Fate. He's got Odegaard if he wants him. This is Ben White. Odegaard plays the ball onto the edge of the penalty area where it's picked up by Martinelli. Fate. Gabriel moved out right onto the left hand side for Arsenal and moved to about 5-10 yards inside the Leicester City half. But they're gaining territory now as Granit Xhaka has a battle on his hands against Castagna and Fofana up against the corner flag, trying to play a cross in. He was never really going to find anyone. Leicester City managed to get the ball away. up against Martinelli. It goes out of play on the Leicester City right flank. 5 minutes of this second half has been played. Arsenal 2, Leicester City 0. Here on the Flash Score audio commentary service, we'll be bringing you live coverage of many of the top Premier League, Championship and European clashes this season. So if your team is in action, please do join us and we'll bring you the very best audio coverage available. Flicked on by Jamie Vardy for Leicester, still inside the Arsenal half. On back by Saliba to Partey. On back by the Foxes, looking to launch one over the top to Jamie Vardy, but Ben White read the situation better than anyone, hoofs it clear. So only going to find Johnny Evans. Leicester City retain possession here into the path of Ndidi in the middle. Beyond Maddison up against both Partey and Xhaka. Partey brings Maddison to the ground, 5 yards inside the Arsenal half. Maddison cleaches his left foot as he goes to ground and wins Leicester City a free kick. Partey brings him to the ground just on the edge of the centre circle. So not too pleased with the decision of the referee. Fofana. Back to Danny Ward in the Leicester City goal. We play 51 minutes and Arsenal have a 2-goal lead here. 2-0 was the score in their opening league game of the season against Crystal Palace. Today they got Gabriel Jesus to thank for both the goals in this one. His first 2 since departing the Man City blue. This is Ndidi in the middle, 15 yards inside the Arsenal half. Being driven by Amate, played out to his left side. Back it goes into the middle, and Johnny Evans plays out to the right onto Yuri Tielemans. Castagna back to Tielemans. Be interesting to see what changes Brendan Rodgers made. One in the 2-2 draw against Brentford last weekend, whether that's going to be replicated in this one with Leicester chasing the game this time instead of being in front. We get to see his flicked over the top and it's found its way into the back of the net. William Saliba puts it into the back of his own net. Ramsdale made the call with Jamie Vardy lurking inside the penalty area, and Leicester City have got a lifeline in this game. 53 minutes played, Arsenal 2, Leicester City 1. And it's really a goal that's come from nothing. Flicked on into the path of Vardy. It looked like he was going to find Aaron Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal, who could have comfortably collected. But William Saliba thinks, if in doubt, try and head it out. But in doing so, head it into his own net. It was Justin with a flick on that was intended for Vardy. But it finds Saliba, who heads into his own net. Leicester still in the game. They're back in the game at 2-1. And suddenly Arsenal, who had all kinds of the Emirates, will feel at some unease now. As Ramsdale plays out to Saliba. And what will be tested now is Arsenal's resolve. It's been plain sailing for them so far in league fixtures this year. Martinelli on the left-hand side. Not possibly miss. And Arsenal's 2-goal lead is restored. The question was posed about Arsenal's resolve and about Arsenal's reaction to setbacks. Well, that's your emphatic answer. They lead 3-1, a crazy couple of minutes here at the Emirates. 55 played, Arsenal 3, Leicester 1. This is Partey for Arsenal to Odegaard. Partey inside his own half. Plays it out to the left and Zinchenko, who bursts forward beyond halfway. He's got Martinelli on the right, but he finds Xhaka in the middle. George Jesus, who's on the hat-trick, he goes to ground. Appeals for a penalty from the Arsenal players, not given by the referee. But Martinelli still has the ball for the Gunners. He loads it out to the left-hand side and Zinchenko, ball back into the middle again. Leicester just keeping every man back for the minute. Fate, he's going to have a strike himself. Right-footed, drags it about 3 or 4 yards wide of the left-hand post. And it was almost a well-worked Arsenal goal. Just having another look at the penalty incident as Jesus brings the ball inside on his right foot. No real contact there between him and Daniel Amate. No doubt that he would have made life uneasy for Jesus as he loses balance, but if the penalty in the first half Jamie Vardy from Aaron Ramsdale, then it'd be hard to see that one overall by VAR. Crazy couple of minutes. 57.5 minutes clock here at the Emirates. Arsenal lead 3-1. It's certainly an afternoon that the goalkeepers union will look back upon fondly, that is for certain. They're still looking to bring back the arrears to 1 again. Dewsbury Hall in the middle on the halfway. Played out onto the left. Forward it goes to Dewsbury Hall up against Fate, but Fate gets the all-important touch. It goes out of play for a Leicester City throw, but initially stops the cross from going into the penalty area. But more work to do. Leicester City play the throw back about 10-15 yards and now find themselves on the halfway with Wesley Fofana into the path of Timothy Castagna. Castagna again. Forward it goes into the path of Tielemans on the edge of the penalty area on the right hand side. Last touch comes off of Gabriel and it's going to be a Leicester City corner. They've halved the deficit once before in this game. Admittedly they got a huge slice of luck in doing so. Hope will be that they can do the same here. It's going to be Maddison who's going to take this corner. Leicester, he's been involved in 8 goals in his last 5 Premier League games. Will he be involved in another one here? Right-footed in-swinger towards the middle of a goal, cleared away only as far as Dewsbury Hall, who brings it out onto the left-hand side, but the only option was to play it back and switch a player goes to the right-hand side, looking to find Maddison, but it's headed out of play by Alexander Zinchenko. It's going to be another Leicester City throw as the Foxes provide their most consistent threat of the game so far. Play back by Castagna, back beyond the half, and that's all Arsenal are letting them do. It's every time they think they can get forward, they have to play the pass back, and not being able to get into any good areas inside that final third, inside the Leicester City, inside the Arsenal half altogether. And they're under pressure here because Amate is under the challenge of Saka, but manages to find the pass out to James Justin. Back it goes again. Just a reminder of the run, there's no changes from the first half. For Arsenal, it's Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Partey, Xhaka, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. For Leicester, it's Ward in goal, Castagna, Fofana, Evans, Amate, Justin making up a back 5. Then Tielemans, Ndidi, Maddison and Dewsbury Hall, with Jamie Vardy as the lone striker. Half an hour left to play. Yet to see a substitution yet. Of course, managers can make 5 in the Premier League this season. Arsenal will be happy with the cushion that they've got. They don't need to let him stand, expunge the energy as much on what is a blistering hot day in North London. But in a minute the talk will be about these red hot Gunners. 2 games played and 2 tricky games as well, and unless Leicester pull off a comeback right at the very end, it's going to be 2 tough tests which have come through with relative flying colours. Saliba on the halfway, back it goes to Gabriel, Zinchenko on the left hand side. The half as Mikel Arteta remonstrates to the Ukrainian where he wants to his fellow Arsenal players, where he'd like to see now in the middle, out to Xhaka on the left hand side, midway inside the Leicester City half, to Martinelli, who looks to bring it inside, has got 2 up against him. Castagna gets the better of him, and then Fofana wins it back, but Martinelli read the situation, gets the ball again. Zinchenko driving inside to Xhaka, inside the box it goes. I'm going to find a pass into the path of Gabriel Jesus, but the touch from the Albanian too heavy, and out it goes. And as we thought, changes afoot for Leicester. Yuri Tielemans, who's being replaced by Yuri Tielemans. Daniel and Marte are coming off, and they're being replaced by Dennis Pratt and Patson Daka. I wonder if that's going to leave a change of shape for Leicester, who at the minute have only been committing Jamie Vardy up top so far. Be interesting to see. May have to commit maybe another one for perhaps James Maddison. And with Patson Daka coming on the pitch, you are able to cover off what you lose from Maddison in the centre and have extra options out wide. Then for Arsenal is they're yet to make a change. 63.5 played. It's Arsenal 3, Leicester City 1 here in the Premier League. Daka with his first touch of the ball on the right hand side. Then towards Dennis Pratt, who gets his first up against Alexander Zinchenko. Castagna to Maddison. Pratt being restricted to options. Maddison the only one as Arsenal load bodies back. This is Justin back to Johnny Evans, and again it's been similar to Leicester's pattern of play where every time they try to go forward they're being forced back by Arsenal, and they're going all the way back to Danny Ward in the Foxes' goal. Into the path of Castagna on the right. Dennis Pratt again being forced back by Zinchenko, who Arsenal has caused the opposition in both the games so far so many problems. Fofana on the half for Leicester, played into Castagna to keep it played, did, but can only find Alexander Zinchenko. Marte in the middle, he's got Saka forward if he can find the pass, but he can't, and it will be played into the path of Danny Ward in the Leicester City goal. 25 minutes left. Leicester need 2 goals. They're 3-1 down here. For Arsenal, they're 25 minutes away from making it 2 wins from 2 at the start of the Premier League season. They won't go top courtesy of Man City's scintillating performance against AFC Bournemouth. And they're currently 3-0 up. But Leicester may try and get another one back here. Ball off of Vardy, but it was played back by Saliba into the path of Ramsdale, and Arsenal to go forward now. This is Jesus on the right hand side in the middle of the park here for Arsenal to Odegaard. Nice little dummy towards Partey. Xhaka picks it up. Odegaard into the path of Martinelli. He's got Zinchenko out on the left hand side. He's going to bring it inside. Is he on his right foot? Yes, he will. Towards Xhaka, out to Zinchenko, who's going to play a first-time ball into the penalty area, coming off of Timothy Castagna. Zinchenko appealing for the handball, but a corner kick is all it's going to be for Arsenal. Elsewhere, Leeds in our other live commentary game, 2 to the good against Southampton. Right, it's 0-0 between Brighton and Newcastle, Wolves and Fulham, and Man City have a 3-0 lead against AFC Bournemouth. Arsenal's fourth corner scored their second from one. It was a combination of Martinelli's right foot towards Gabriel Jesus at the back post. It's going to be Martinelli's right foot again. It's near post this time, flicked away, but there's going to be a second ball coming in because Xhaka picks it up and plays it out into the path of Ben White. Saliba to what he's got Jesus if he wants him. And now inside the area he goes. And if Gabriel could have got himself to the back post, it could have been 4, but another chance goes in the area. It's Martinelli this time with the right cross, but this time dealt with by Leicester City. You wonder Jesus was electing to have a pop himself or have a cross. You could probably debate that one. But if someone was lurking ground again in time this afternoon and clutching his right foot, and although the game may possibly be done, it's not well and truly done for Leicester. Moving forward, they could ill afford to do without their key chance creator, and the injury gives the players the opportunity to have a water break midway through the second half, which is happening in all Premier League games this weekend due to the hot weather. Temperature is about 36 degrees in London. Which just wants to remind you about our output for the rest of the weekend. We will be at the Brentford Community Stadium at 5:30 for live coverage of Brentford against Manchester United, and then a double bill tomorrow begins at the City Ground as Nottingham Forest play their first home game in the Premier League since 1999. West Ham United are the hosts from 2, and then the 4:30 game is the first battle between the Big Six this season as Chelsea Hotspur, and then Monday night Liverpool against Crystal Palace will be live with us from 8 p.m. But here at the Emirates, in the middle of Arsenal lead Crystal Palace lead Leicester City by 3-1. 2 goals by Gabriel Jesus in the first half, and then Granit Xhaka capitalising on a mistaken Leicester City defence. Leicester's goal came by a mistake in Arsenal's backline as William Saliba failed to deal a call from his goalkeeper Aaron Ramsdale and headed the ball to the back of his own net. 20 minutes to play then here at the Emirates plus stoppage time. Gunners have a 2-goal cushion to preserve, and maybe Brendan Rodgers is thinking the game is up because Jamie Vardy during the drinks break has come off. Maybe looking to try something different here is Brendan Rodgers. He hasn't had much service really, is Jamie Vardy. He's been out of the game, and replacing him is Kelechi Iheanacho. As we restart following the drinks break with a Leicester City drop ball, which will go back to the goal. Just momentarily, Vardy's penalty area, then plays the shot forward into Maddison. Cross goes into the penalty area. It's a nice looking one of that, and it could be Iheanacho right from the get-go. If he could have got to that, could have made the ultimate impact, but Saliba gets it away. It nearly fell for the substitute. The combination of him and Ben White to Arsenal's rescue. Brendan Rodgers wanted to change it up. Almost instant impact for him and his side. Castagna to Maddison on the right. The cross goes in, flicked away, further cleared by Fate, and now Jesus, who's up against 2 inside the Leicester City half. He's got company now. He's got Odegaard and Saka to his right. Finds Saka to his right. Inside the penalty area he goes now. Martinelli into the path of Jesus. Odegaard, 25 yards from goal. Jesus inside the penalty. Looks to clip it over to Saka on the right side, but cleared away by Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. They're going to find Kelechi Iheanacho. It's going to be picked up. Saka. Then it's Pat. Castillo on the half. James Maddison, who's been pushed further back as the game goes on. He's having to go back to and find the ball at the minute. Evans plays it out to Pratt. 10 yards inside the Arsenal half, approaching the 73rd minute. Arsenal here have a 3-goal-to-1 lead at the Emirates here on our 3 o'clock live Premier League offering on Flash Score. Wesley Fofana on the half, plays it forward into the path of Madison on the right. Good ball out to Iheanacho's inside the penalty area. He's got company, but brings it, and then out on the overlap towards Madison! And Leicester are back in it again! The low-drilled, right-footed finish into the bottom left-hand corner. He's been involved in goals in his last 6 games. That's his 9th in the last 6 games. And he's given Leicester yet another lifeline in 3-2. There was a brilliant well-worked move. Iheanacho with a great pass over to Madison. As Madison released the first pass into him, then sends it back to Madison, who takes a touch before drilling it low to the bottom left-hand corner. And Leicester City have hope. They're still in this at 3-2, going through the legs of Aaron Ramsdale in the Arsenal goal. And Arsenal are now making reinforcements of their own. Ben White coming off, being replaced by Tomiyasu. Be interested to see whether that substitution was in reaction to the goal or was always Mikel Arteta. In his last 6 Premier League starts, or 6 goal involvement in his last 6 Premier League starts, his 3rd goal, you can include the assists of earlier, make it 7 from 6. And for the first time in his Premier League career, he has scored in 3 consecutive Premier League matches. Put one heck of a shift in today for Arsenal. Is now going to come off with the score looking comfortable. A nice like-for-like replacement as far as Arsenal are concerned is Kieran Tierney comes on, a man who's been subject to transfer talk from Manchester City no less over the course of the summer transfer window. Sanya has on the right side. Chances to claw their way back in the match. They put it back to 1 goal, but they've conceded again. This is Wolford indeed. Pratt on the right hand side, driving inside on the edge. Madison's inside the box. Looks to play one through to Gabriel, but it went out of play. And it will be Leicester City corner. 12.5 minutes left. Arsenal with a 4-2 lead here at the Emirates. It's going to be Madison. Another white-footed in-swinger. Looking to get themselves back in the game once again. It's going to be a right-footed in-swinger. It goes in towards the back post. It'll lose everyone, but it's going to be a second opportunity by Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Pinballed momentarily around the penalty area before going out of play for an Arsenal goal kick. And for the Gunners, they'll be happy to see that. They think they're comfortable now at 4-2. Don't want there to be a grandstand finish here at the Emirates this afternoon. Elsewhere in the Premier League, we'll bring you live commentary from St Mary's, where Southampton have pulled one back against Leeds. It's 2-1, and City still 3-2 good against Bournemouth. The games at Molineux and the Amex are still goalless. Gabriel plays it back to Ramsdale, but it wasn't the nicest of passes as Iheanacho was lurking to try and thwart the Arsenal goalkeeper. This is Iheanacho again, one back though by Arsenal. And it's Thomas Partey now, who turns, looking to find Martin Odegaard, the Arsenal skipper. Out the ball goes into Leicester get a 3rd. They met on the opening day of the season back in 2017, and it was a game. It was 4-3 in the favour of Arsenal. Yet another one of those away league defeats to the Gunners for Leicester City, their only league win recently was back in October 2020. Jamie Vardy scoring the only goal in a 1-0 victory. That was behind closed doors in the COVID era. The only win in the last 25 visits here, and it may well be 26. Ball's in the penalty area. This is Saka, he can finish it off. Jesus on a hat-trick! At the back post with an open goal to aim at. Smashes it wide. He cannot believe he's missed that. I don't think anyone inside the Emirates can believe he's missed that. It was smothered away. Leicester didn't clear their lines, and Jesus had an open goal for the hat-trick. But he fluffs his line and instead smashes it over. That would have put the game to bed. But Leicester now bring it forward, looking to pull the ultimate punishment upon Arsenal. The penalty area it goes. Cross goes into the back post, looking to find Dennis Pratt, but it's cleared away out of play. And it's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. Shaking his head disconsolately, wondering how he hasn't got his hat-trick in this game. It's probably the but yet he couldn't take the opportunity. But we've seen more than glimpses here as to why Arsenal have paid the big money, the £45 million transfer fee on Jesus. He was a threat against Palace without scoring. He's now managed from doing a similar exercise. It's going to be an Arsenal throw as Saliba cleared it away. Last touch coming off the Leicester City player. Fate out on the right side as Arsenal attacking this second half. Arsenal win a free kick after Xhaka's ball to ground by James Maddison, who keeps hold of the ball. Granit Xhaka's not too happy about that as Fate looks to take the free kick. Play that into the path of Tierney. Short to the path of Gabriel Martinelli, brings it inside, and now this is Jesus, who will be setting blood after missing that hat-trick chance a few moments ago. Saka inside the penalty area on the right-hand side, offloads it out to Odegaard. He's got two against him, so back to Saka he goes. Odegaard, Saka looked to make the overlapping run, but it was read by Leicester City, but are still in possession. Odegaard on the right side for Arsenal, midway inside Leicester City half, but it's snuffed out and cleared away by Wilfred Ndidi. Maddison gets it out to Patson Barth, who's up against Williams. Saliba in possession. Leicester have a PK kick which isn't given by the referee into the who's no then by him. So third time back to Xhaka on the side, wins the free kick after getting a little shove. Free Castagna. The excellent performance of the season for Emile Smith-Rowe, who picked up an injury during pre-season and he's got to get the last 6 and potentially the easiest of heading to will come on in Jesus' place, and who's been given the all responsibility in an Arsenal shirt, being given Amos 14 donned by the Ariel Henry.